Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. They continually rule very well to this very day, that is feeding the flock through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and also Shalom to the hopeful elect, that's also doing the same things in these labors, in this labor of love that we show forth to the other members of the hopeful elect, and faith and truth and sincerity and all charity. Now, it's going to be an impromptu video, which I'm going to entitle it as Esau Cannot Escape, in which, when we say Esau or Edom, that is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. So this devil, which Esau or Edom, he's known as the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. All right, and if you go into the word devil within the scriptures, it means deceiver, slanderer. Okay, when you go into the transliteration of the word devil, in which Edom is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Because why? Because he slandered his brother Jacob. All right, and was Jacob is the forefather of the Israelites, in which Jacob's name was changed to Israel, in which the Israelites today are called so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We come from the line of Jacob. You know, our line goes back to Israel. And these devils have slandered us, you know, and put us in a predicament to where we constantly go off, you know, because we're in his hands. You know, he's put us into this captivity. And really the reason why we went to this captivity in the first place is because we went off. And that pretty much made a sequence of events happen the way it did. That's why now we're in the hands of the basis of all men, pursuant to Job, the 30th chapter. See, now we're in actually not only Job the 30th chapter, but also the Daniel, where it speaks about this current kingdom is given over to the basis of all men, and we're in this man's hand, man. So it's only a matter of time for Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai comes and delivers us out of this cesspool, man, out of this wicked kingdom that we're residing under right now, and snatches away out of the clutches of Esau. Because there is no way that we're able to get out of this current condition without a divine intervention. All right, you know, it's not such a thing as you have to get a passport or this and that, you know, pack up and leave America. Because guess what? You still need a passport. You still had to have some form of identification that's on you to show who you are. And these devils, they put a label on us, telling us that we're so-called African Americans, Mexicans, Jamaicans. So if you leave the states, you know, if you leave America and go off into another land, you're still labeled as an American in the eyes of the people. So when the Lord returns, which these people inwardly call Jesus, and which his true name is Yahweh Shai in ancient Hebrew, he's going to set things back to the way it's supposed to be. All right. And he's going to, and right now he's destroying that cast, and, you know, pursuant to Isaiah, that covering cast that's upon all people. All right. That covering cast is on all the nations, including our nation, all right, the nation of Israel. Because guess what? They still deny the fact that they're Edomites. I'm talking about the so-called white man. And that's normal. That's a normal reaction. Because when somebody calls you out on your true identity, you're not going to say, well, okay, you got me. Yeah, I'm an Edomite. No. You're going to try to do everything you can to try to get away from that identity. You know, if you're a fugitive on the run, which that's the spirit, because that's the spirit of Cain. So if you're a fugitive and you're on the run, you're going to do everything in your power to get away from that nationality, from your identity, to try to escape justice. But like I mentioned before at the beginning of the video, Esau is not able to escape justice, man. The Lord is about to establish that same justice and judgment on these Edomites. And that judgment that's upon us, it is slated for the nation of Edom, is slavery. Okay? Slavery is required by these Edomites. Okay? It is a requirement that they go through slavery. Okay? Why? Because they put the nation of Israel in slavery. And the other nations are going to go into captivity too, because they had a hand in our downfall. They had a hand in our captivity. Each nation that has ever been set up on the planet Earth, we went into captivity under those different nations. So it's only fair and it's only right and just that the Lord deliver these nations into our hands. Alright? Now I'm going to go ahead and jump into the book of Amos, the 9th chapter, start at the first verse. Try not to make this video too long. It says, and I saw the Lord, Yahweh Shai, the Lord, standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the post may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. That's right, and that's why the Lord said he's going to leave neither root nor branch. He also says he's also going to cut off son and nephew. That's where the seed line comes from. Okay? So the Lord is about to cut that off, man. He's about to cut off that seed of wickedness. And it says, he that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. So the ones that try to escape, they're not going to be able to escape. They're not going to be able to run away from this judgment, man. They're not going to be able to run away from this ass whooping that's going to be administered by Yahweh Shai. Alright? Verse 2 is as though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And that's also true, because that's why these higher ups, the ones that's in the know, that's up on the totem pole, so to speak, of the nation of Edom, they know what's coming. So they're preparing themselves with bomb shelters, with hideouts that they try to invest in, just to get away from the judgment, man. But guess what? The Lord, like it says right here, the Lord, even though they try to dig into hell, the Lord's going to bring them out, man. Or they try to dig into the ground, because and this is another scripture that cuts the doctrine of hell, you know, basically saying that there's a mythical place that you go to when you die and you burn forever. So how in the world is it possible to dig into hell? Won't you burn? All right, won't you burn to death? Won't you die? Won't you even die yourself if you try to dig into hell? No, man. So once again, that cuts that doctrine. So it says, though they dig into hell, in which hell, the word hell means the grave. All right? Because when you die, or when somebody dies, you know, they make a burial. You know, they dig into the ground, they put the body in the ground, which is the grave, and they cover them up, man. And their body decomposes and it goes back into the elements. See? So when you dig into hell, you're digging into the ground. So even though they dig into the underground, into their shelters, the Lord is going to bring them out of them, man. All right? Even though they climb up into the heavens, right? That's again, you know, it's not talking about the spiritual world. You can't literally climb into the spiritual world in a physical body. All right? The only way you can get there is through the spirit. So, by the scripture saying, though they climb into heaven, that's talking about into the outer atmosphere. All right? In other words, space stations, which again, trying to escape the judgment of the Lord. But once again, man, the Lord is going to bring them down, man. Bring them down onto the planet Earth to face their judgment. even though they try to do that. Okay. This is at verse 3. It says, and though they hide themselves in the top of a Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from the sight in the bottom of the sea, right? And they trying to go out into the sea as well, try to escape. That's what I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. And what's that serpent? Leviathan. All right, because the scriptures speak about Leviathan, man. All right, and the Leviathan is still out there, man. All right, because these devils are trying to discover all the creatures of the sea, and they deem as the so-called Loch Ness monster, which really that's the Leviathan, man. Okay. Now that's pretty much it on that. I want to go into it's like 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. This is at verse 3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's right, and that's the main rallying cry behind America, behind Babylon the Great, is peace and safety. And that's how you lull the people to sleep. All right, saying that everything is gonna be okay. And another phrase or another way of saying peace and safety is make America great again, in which America is not going to be made great again. Oh, and by the way, the reason why you even make a statement saying to make America great again is because America is no longer great. You know, I believe I did a video on that. If I haven't, then I need to do it again. So America was once great, and now America is not so great anymore. All right, and they know this. So again, when they say peace and safety, then shall sudden destruction come upon them. As a woman with child, they shall not escape. Right, because when a woman has a child, and she's ready to give birth, that's a sudden moment. All right, that's at a sudden, you know, because there's no telling when the water breaks, man. All right, so when a child's about to be born and the water breaks, that's at a sudden time, man. You know, she could be grocery shopping, she could be on the road, she could be doing this or that, you know, could be cooking it or asleep. But when that water breaks, that's it. All right, that's going to be at a moment where you're caught unawares. So just like the sudden destruction is going to come at a moment when the people are not aware. All right, and it says, and they shall not escape, and that's the point. Now we'll move from there. I'm gonna get Amos, the 9th chapter. It's like not 9th chapter. It's like Amos, the 5th chapter, and this is at the 18th verse. It says, "Woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, is darkness and not light." Right. So the day of the Lord is darkness, man. It's not light. Okay. It's not a time of happiness and goodwill and, you know, this and that and celebration. No, when the Lord returns, that's a time of judgment. That's a critical time to where the men of the Lord have to be right, man. All right, because the Lord is going to come back in a glorious fashion, and He's going to destroy all the rebels that have fought against Him, man. Okay, and the ones that fought against Jerusalem. Pursuant to Zechariah the 12th chapter. And guess what the reward of them that fight against Jerusalem and fight against the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? Their flesh is going to consume away, their eyes and their tongue is going to consume away. And the way it's going to happen is by way of extra heat, all right? Or should I say 1,000+ degree heat. And that's a slow process, man. All right, that's a painful, slow process of your skin being melted away. All right, because the Lord's going to make sure that the wicked feel that, man. Pursuant to 2nd Esdras, where it says, the same shall know it after death by pain. So you got to feel that the 2/3 of our people, especially, and the wicked that are here on the soils of America, they have to feel that pain, man. They have to feel that excruciating, unforgiving pain. And it's not a pretty sight, man. Okay? Verse 19, it says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Right, so there's no escape. So even if you escape from a lion, and then that bear meets you, man, okay, and you try to escape from a bear and try to go into a house, that serpent is gonna sneak around and bite you, man. I'm talking about these Edomites. Okay, so there's absolutely no escape from the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know what this reminds me of? The movie Final Destination. Because no matter how many times they try to escape judgment, you know, something else happens. Like a power line may cut off the pole and try to hit them, and then they narrowly escape that, and they try to run out into the road, and a car, you know, the brakes on a car stop working, and then they have to dodge that, and then all of a sudden a wheel flies off the car when it crashes, and it hits them. That's the Lord trying to get these devils, man. All right. That's how the Lord's gonna deal judgment in that day, because they try to find a way to escape the judgment, and they're not gonna be able to find it, man. All right. Now, I had another precept here, but I'm gonna grab this just for sake of edification, because I know I quoted it. This is Isaiah, the 14th chapter. This is at the 22nd verse. It says, "For I will rise up against them, say the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon," right, which is Babylon, it's talking about America, "the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai." So the Lord is going to cut off that seed of wickedness that has sprouted, and the harbingers of that same wickedness are the Edomites. They are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Okay, pursuant to Malachi, the 1st chapter, they're known as the border of wickedness, and against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Okay, so that pretty much hits the point on this video, and that lets you know, man. And I know Esau definitely watches our videos, so when you see videos like these, you know, it makes him lose sleep at night, man. You know, he loses sleep knowing that the prophets are out, and knowing that this word is being pushed full force in this fashion, and he hears our words, man. All right, which these are not our words. All right, I gotta put that out there. These are not our words. These are the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and they hear his words and they fear, man. And that's good. They should be fearing, because guess what? We're getting closer to that time to where his rulership is about to be cut off. But I'm ending off on that note. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And also shalom and peace and safety and salutations to the whole elect that is laboring this labor of love, that's doing your part in this work to show forth your diligence to the Lord in all faith, true sincerity, and in all charity. And with that,